Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to SeaGoat Secrets. Hello, Capricorn. I'm Kristen, and I'm a healer. In this video, you are going to get a full rundown of the year of the snake and how it affects you and your Capricorn placements. If at any point in this video you feel connected to me and would like to become a client of mine, you can do so by joining this link here and also in the bio. I welcome you. And as you all know, I am a global citizen, and so if you have not already, let me know where you're listening from in the comments and we can all connect and be a strong collective. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. Hello, Capricorn. So here we are with your video pertaining to the year of the snake. When we talk about the snake, we are talking about Chinese astrology. The Chinese New Year began in February. And the biggest thing to understand about the snake is we're talking about Taurean energy, okay? So, which you are identifiable with, especially as a person looking to find yourself as a Capricorn. So you are associated with Taurus. So, one of the biggest things to understand about this year in specific is it's not just the year of the snake, it's also the year of the wood snake. So usually in Chinese astrology, each year is associated with some kind of element, and this time in specific, it is associated with wood. When we're talking about the snake in general, we are talking about wisdom, we are talking about elegance, we are talking about a rebirth, a redefining kind of energy. The snake's energy can be charming, almost like diligent, sensuous, goal oriented, and transformational as well. Success oriented is the energy of the snake for those of you who are born in the year of the snake. These are all of the things that are coming up this year in terms of things that we need to embody and themes that we'll see play out in society in that way, especially when you're talking about how to succeed this year. When you're thinking about success, charm, elegance, ambition, drive, steadfastness, this kind of energy is the thing that is powering us through for this year, and the space in which you're going to find success coming into your corners, I guess, and evolving you. Responsibility is also a big conversation for this year as well when we're talking about the year of the snake, because the snake thrives through responsibility. It thrives through progressing forward with the ways in which responsibility comes with great power. And the snake is dedicated to power. It is passionate about having power. And through great power, yes, comes great responsibility. So where we can dig our toes into being radically responsible are the spaces in which we will find ourselves progressing forward, especially in accompanied with the year of the 9 as well. And when we go into May, when Aries steps into Saturn, self-responsibility is a big thing when you're able to ground Aries energy in terms of Saturnian energy. The year of the snake is also about materialism. So material success, material gains, goals, and material progress. Another thing about the snake is it also is a master of resilience. And for you, Capricorn, you know resilience quite well. Resilience is the name of the game for you, especially if you're here after your Pluto transit. You know the word resilience, and it's carved into your bones at this point. And this year is very progressive for you because of that. And the snake, like I said, is related to Taurus, and you do Taurus energy very, very well. The themes around the snake are things that align with you very well. Like we said, with materialism, a focus on success, a focus on material wealth and material progression being a big conversation this year. This going side by side with the 9 year that wants to end cycles and heal you can see a big return in financial progress this year for you, Capricorn. Huge financial pushes forward, career pushing forward, things that have been holding you back for a very long time, finally being in a space where they're no longer holding you back, and they are able to, I guess, barricade themselves into a new beginning. Another thing to keep in mind as well when we're talking about the wood snake, Wood is east, it is yin. So is the snake, it is also yin. So we're talking about a year of double yin energy. So where we are looking at this, there is a positive when we're seeing a progression in spirituality, a progression in terms of good fortune and manifestation, being able to call beautiful energies into you. But on the let's say the shadow side is this can be a year where you experience great threat, where enemies are at a heightened degree, knowing who it is that your enemies are, your enemies being unveiled or released or relieved to you, revealed to you in that way. It's a year to act with diplomacy because of the way in which this double yin energy kind of works in the sense of, dare I say, darkness, right? So there is a desire to progress forward, and especially for you as Capricorns, progression is inevitable for you, right? You're healing this year at a great degree, and as you heal your money, because like I've said to you guys many times before, when Capricorn's money heals, Capricorn heals. When Capricorn heals on its own, Capricorn heals its money. The two go hand in hand with Capricorn because you are the sea goat. Okay. And as the sea goat, one of the biggest things is, and it's good that this is actually coming up because we are talking about Chinese astrology. So as a feng shui, I wouldn't call myself a master, but I practice feng shui in my work. And when dealing with feng shui, one of the biggest things you learn is that I would not call myself a feng shui master at all, but I do, let's say, intertwine feng shui into my work. And in the practice of the Tao, you understand, and how it merges with feng shui, you understand that water is currency. And I say it here in astrology as well. Water is the true currency. The pentacles are the manifestation of our currency, the manifestation of the energy of money. But the energy of money, the flow of money is water. Okay. So when we're talking about creating a vast, abundant space for yourself, a vastness of wealth, you're talking about water energy. That's why emotions can be a major form of manifestation. That's why the feminine can be a representation of abundant, let's say without restriction, infinite wealth. Right? The feminine is the principle that can generate infinite wealth, oftentimes because of the misalignments of, post-Christianity, the rise of the masculine after the age of Gemini, and how the masculine principle then became God, whereas previous to that, God was considered feminine for a long time, and many generations, God was considered through the feminine principle. Obviously, this is coming back now, with people in the modern era saying, oh, the future is female and God is a woman and things like that. These are very ancient beliefs that we are now bringing back after, the time period that we spent really dedicated to masculinity. And that's why masculine principles or masculine deities came as gods in that way. And so where that shift happened, we saw in a society that money was equated to the masculine. Money was equated to, I don't want to say male, but let's just say masculine energy, whereas water is feminine. And it often causes people to struggle in terms of scarcity mindset and struggle when it comes to their finances because of this misalignment. Earth is also feminine. Okay. So if anyone has ever told you that Capricorn is masculine, that is very inaccurate. Capricorn is feminine. Capricorn is yin. Okay. And it's a double yin energy because of the way it is a master of both water and earth. Bringing it back to what I was saying about water in itself. Water is the feminine. Feminine is the infinite abundance, the attractor, the manifestor, currency, the overflow of energy, formless, shapeless, abundant, right? A vast river of wealth. Okay. So when you understand that the masculine generates, the masculine creates, the masculine goes and it gets and it attacks. Now that's why the masculine can generate financial flow because of the actions that it takes, but the financial flow within itself, the abundance within itself, like what we see in the Empress energy, is the feminine. That's why the Empress is the representation of wealth in so many ways. She is the wealth, the wealth representation in the tarot, I would say. And then the High Priestess is another one that is also equated to a very rich woman. I would say the Empress is a wealthy woman, where the High Priestess is a rich woman in that way. And both are very much associated to wealth in itself. More wealth that can come from very easy occupations as well, whereas like the emperor is the boss. A feminine can be an emperor, she can be a boss, but the generation of wealth, the generation of money is associated with Venus. That's why when we talk about money, we talk about Venusian energy, we talk about Venus. And when we are now in your second house, I hope you guys are following me, with Pluto being in Aquarius, which is your second house, right? The next 20 years. That's why it's been associated with Capricorn being able to generate great amounts of wealth, because it's in your second house, your house of Venus. Okay, where there is Venus, there is love, and there is wealth, and there is financial abundance. Okay, so when we bring all of these things together, for example, if you want to bring more wealth into your home, creating a waterfall, creating a good source of water, having imagery of oceans, especially oceans in movement, waves in movement, is beneficial for attracting wealth into the home. Different things like that. But nonetheless, so when I was saying Capricorn and its association with the year of the snake and why it's beneficial is because Capricorn is a master of its finances, not because Saturn represents wealth. Saturn represents career. Saturn represents power. But Capricorn is a master manifestor because it is both earth and water, because it is the sea goat, right? The Capricorn is always one who can understand its emotions and its dream state and its illusion, and take the illusion, take the dream, take the desire and manifest it into the practical, grind it into stone, into the practical. That's why I always say Capricorn is the magician, Capricorn is the artist, because it can take that which has not been manifested and make it manifested. It can take that which lives in the dream and make it realized. And that is what's so beautiful about Capricorn energy, and powerful. And so obviously Capricorn is being backed up here and supported here when we're sitting in the year of the snake, because Capricorn energy is very comfortable here, because this is related to Tarian energy. And obviously it's an activation of yin. Another big thing to understand when we're talking about the year of the snake as well, because it is associated with Taurus, this is big for those of you who are in artistic careers. Again, spirituality, love, sensuality, sexuality. These are beautiful themes that are taking place this year, and also how your career can really thrive if you are in these businesses, as well as healing. Any place where you are adding the beauty of Venus, right? And how the beauty of Venus expands when it comes to what it is that you're trying to create and generate for yourself. The biggest thing here, like I said, is diplomacy, because karma is a big conversation for this year. Okay, this, along with the 9-year numerology, karma is a conversation. It's not like the 8-year, but it's still karma, as in what it is that you dish out comes back, of course. And most importantly, we want to bring karmic closes. We want to bring finalizations that work in our favor. So when you are progressing forward and you are looking for material growth and wealth and success and progression, it's doing so in a way that is honest, doing it so in a way that has, let's say, integrity, in order to keep your waters clean during a year that can be quite, let's just call it, explosive and emotionally, like I mentioned in the 9-year, emotionally uprooting, emotionally intense. One of the biggest things for this year is also, outside of the negative, right? Outside of potential bad luck and all of those things. On a positive note, we have major push forward, especially if you are in social media careers. Again, anything that you can beautify the self, manifest from a space of sensuality. So if you can focus more on yourself and using yourself as a form of progression, than maybe trying to Seven of Swords things, right? Trying to get things maybe through underhanded or manipulative means. It is better to do things above the surface and pull in positive energies to you from that space. And this is big for everyone, but most importantly, I'm focused on you, Capricorn. And this year is trining you, and it's progressing you forward. And like I said, the biggest focus here for the divine is healing your finances, but also your relationship to your self-wealth, self-worth. And this year is bringing in a lot of natural downloads to you when it comes to how you can progress forward in your career, and how you can find, I think the lighting is probably really sharp, but how you can find yourself in more progressive spaces when it comes to what it is that you're trying to achieve financially and in your career success, especially for those of you who are more talented in, let's say, the arts and the healing arts, and all of those things tied to more visualization. So yeah, just keep your waters clean. I would say that. On a societal scale, we'll be seeing a lot of things tied to underhanded truths, kind of like what I mentioned in the 9 year, more exposing tied to society on a big scale, and what is hidden underneath the surface, the end of karmic closures. We may also witness people stabbing each other in the back in order to get to what it is that they want, but it's the exposure of this energy. So if it happens, understand that it will be exposed quite quickly, because the desire for this year is to bring about an ending tied to old ways of doing things, old habits dying hard, I guess I would say, in that sense. But it's a big year of yin, okay? So focus on the emotions, focus on understanding that financial generation and financial progress comes from a space when you align with your emotional body and attract that energy in, manifest that energy in, than trying too hard to combat it in terms of misaligned focus, right? The more you pour into yourself this year, the more progress you're going to receive. Okay, so I love you, and yeah, that's what I have for you. Yeah. Ciao.